You've probably been there. You've watched countless YouTube videos on how to change your life. And seeing all those YouTubers who seem to have it all together makes you feel like a piece of shit. But this time you have enough. Tomorrow is gonna be the day when you're actually gonna change something. And after a week, you actually start to feel something. That nothing changed at all and that you're still where you left off. And then you go back to YouTube looking for that one video that will give you the revelation that you were looking for at the beginning anyway. And then the circle starts again. Sounds familiar? Let's talk about the rat race of self-improvement. One of the earliest lessons that I've learned in the self-development world was the mastery curve. And I actually found this old notebook where I drew it up. And I was watching some YouTube videos back then, and these guys were talking about this concept of plateauing or making progress and then plateauing just to make progress again. So for those of you who don't know it, it's basically the idea of you learning a skill, and this can be any skill in the world. You start something and then you maybe have minor progress and you learn a few things, and then suddenly something clicks after a few weeks, and then you have your first jump up on your first plateau. Then you have this section, it could be a few days or a few weeks actually, where you don't feel any progress. But these plateaus are very, very important, and these take up the most of our time in our self-development journey. And that's why it's so important to keep going with your good habits and to keep on working on your skills and the habit or whatever you're working on, even if you don't feel like you're making any progress at the moment. These plateaus are important and you cannot deny them and you cannot get around them. And it's very important to see for you that you will never be able to master anything if you don't learn to love those plateaus, because they're very natural and you can see them in various parts of life. Whether you're learning an instrument or trying to implement a new habit in your life, it doesn't really matter. Whenever it comes to learning, the mastery curve applies. However, if you know that you're plateauing right now, but you just don't feel like you're making any progress whatsoever, and you've tried to work on it for weeks and even months maybe, then what helps me is to always think about the basics. For me personally, the basics are sleep, food, and scheduling. When I was sick a few weeks ago, I really noticed how kind of everything went to pieces. I mean, of course, I was sick. I don't want to be too hard on myself, but I couldn't plan my day because I was sleeping a lot and I was very tired. And well, that is the second metric. My sleep was kind of messed up. I wasn't eating well, or I was eating well, but I didn't eat the amount of food and the type of food that I would normally eat. And so I was lacking energy again. As I said, I don't want to be hard on myself. If you're sick, you're sick. But this just showed me that if even one of those three things doesn't work, it just has a huge effect on my whole life. And so for the future, whenever I'm in a rut or something, I want to take a step back and see if my sleep is right, if my food is right, and if I'm scheduling my days. Because usually when I feel like shit, I'm not doing the things that I should do or want to do, but I'm just procrastinating, doing things that are not taking me anywhere. And that showed me that you can never really get away from your old ways. And that really also showed me the importance of my good habits. Because slipping once, it's not a big deal, but once you slip 2 days or even 3 days in a row, then you're basically starting a new habit. Just like James Clear says in Atomic Habits. And the last thing that I want to talk about when it comes to the feeling that you're not going anywhere with your self-development is that you do not have to believe everything that self-help gurus say on the internet. Especially if you're just starting out, whatever anybody tells you, whether it's on YouTube or in real life, no long-lasting change comes very quickly. Like, none of these habits are quick fixes. And when I started a few years ago, I really remember that I was expecting everything to go super quickly. But I can really just reap the benefits now. And all these habits like regular sleep, eating well, scheduling, journaling, all those things, they're great, but they don't mean anything if you can just do them for 1 week or 2 weeks, a year. They're really just a great benefit for your whole life if you can do them consistently. And you can tell me whatever you want, but none of us is perfect every day. And it doesn't matter what anybody says on YouTube. I don't believe anybody that they have a perfect life. So it's okay to make like mistakes or something, or to miss on some of your habits. It's just important to always pick them up again and to not freak out when you compare yourself to others. Self-improvement is a lifelong journey with a lot of ups and downs, failures and successes. Even if not on a financial level, then definitely on a personal level. It's very hard to start and it's very, very hard to keep going. But even if you feel like nothing's going your way, you have to keep going. And always ask yourself the Goggins question, can you go one more step?